is the beginning of something revolutionary.
Standing in line to see the show tonight, and there's a light on, heavy glow. By the way, I tried to say I'll be there, waiting for.
Hey y'all, welcome to the first episode of the YAP podcast, Youth in Power, the unofficial, official podcast of California Youth in Government. I'm Devin Jassiconis.
I'm Sophia Hayes.
And we're going to be your hosts for this pod.
From the Anderson Munger Delegation specifically. So, yeah.
Yes. Amy. Anyway, so we want to make the Youth in Power podcast a place to talk about YNG, ideas for your delegations, react to like certain media from other delegations, our delegations, just like the Youth in Government, Instagram in general. And we also just want to like commentate on those things, give you guys our experiences, our opinions on everything, and just give you another way to look at the program through other people's eyes.
It's a real view into Youth in Gov. Like, we're gonna give like an actual like vision into what this program is and like what happens.
And most importantly, also pertaining to YNG, we also want to have a lot of guest speakers on. So we've already been working with different candidates, some big three, like the Gov,
no name
the
drops.
SEC. Yeah, we can't name drop anybody yet, but we're gonna have a lot of cool people on this show. You get to learn more about them, what they do in their position, and how you could probably, if you try hard enough, get the position too.
Also, you get to learn about them as like people, which is really nice because at the end of the day, they're still people, and maybe they want to get out there like who they are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Can you not?
What? No, and also, you're 100% gonna like see somebody that you know up here, like even if you met them at a conference, and we're trying to get people from all delegations. So also, if you're interested, please reach out to us. Comment down below. But anyway, we also want to create a space that reflects all of your ideas and a place that clarifies like civics and politics for the whole community. It's really important to be a part of organizations and programs like Youth in Government, but it's also more important to be able to affirm that knowledge outside of YNG conferences and delegations too. So we just want to give you another easy way to learn about different world events, global topics, different bodies of government, the UN, federal government, state governments, especially here in California, and local governments, which I just think it's very important for all of us to be knowledgeable. And since we're going to be active voters in the next couple of years, to be able to just know who we're able to vote for, their policy, and just like the overall political climate.
And specifically, like, let's look at the Sec of State's office and how they've been running a like pre-registration drive and like a registration drive for voting, which we really support. Like, we really stand behind it. Like, personally, I think it's very, very important that we all vote, and especially if we're gonna be in youth government, like, we should be able to like say like, oh yeah, I am like proud to vote in elections, or like even like play my part in an election, like voting or campaigning, or yeah.
And honestly, we also want you all to shape this podcast with us. It's not just for us, it's for the whole community, and we want your input. We want ideas from you all. We want you guys to come on the podcast if we're able to have your delegation on. We just want to be able to
creative segments. Give us stories that you may have that you want to raise awareness within YNG. Like, don't be afraid to give your stories, no matter like how much you think it might affect you or other things around you. Like, it's still important that you get your voice out there, and we want to help foster that.
Yeah. So we all always want to represent everybody. So like I said before, cringy or not, comment down below, DM us on Instagram. We'll probably have a form there for suggestions too. And you'll be able to follow us on the ride to interviewing statewide candidates, elected delegates, delegation presidents. We're hoping to have like a delegation president.
Yeah. Or any officers that they have available
officer.
that would be willing. I feel like we're gonna get like a lot of chaplains.
They're
the most
hyped
fun
up.
public speak, you know?
They're hyped up.
I love chaplains.
Chaplain?
So I'm a sergeant at arms, but I mean, because we don't have a chaplain, so I guess I kind of fill both roles. But I honestly, I must say that of all the officers I've met, I would say that like some of the most like hype and like willing people to like go like try new things are chaplains. Like all the chaplains, I don't think I've met a chaplain that I didn't like from any delegation, if that makes sense.
Wait, at Camp Surf, did they correspond Sergeant of Arms as chaplain, or did you just like were you?
So they didn't, but again, we don't have a chaplain, and the closest, like my job description is like the closest that fits with chaplain.
Sure.
So I guess I just kind of fill both roles whenever we're at conferences, and I usually fill the roles like within our meetings of like what a chaplain would do. But yeah, like my official title is Sergeant at Arms, and like I keep things in order, but like I still fill the roles of a chaplain.
Yeah, and also if you don't know, I'm the secretary, the coolest guy on the board.
Diva Devin.
Okay, I just had to say that I'm a pretty cool guy on the board. I'm caring. I'm telling you right now. But yeah, like I was saying before.
I'm sorry. You're carrying? What do you mean you're carrying?
No, I'm getting all that work in. Come on. I mean, also I'm like the youngest guy on the board too. I'm a sophomore, so I have the least amount of work. Yeah, Sophia and I have a little bit of beef from Camp Surf. I don't know how that started, but it was resolved. I'm kidding.
Someone was trying to steal my job, but like not saying that he was stealing my job.
It's not stealing.
But here's the thing. Every meeting, Devin finds a way to take the gavel. Somehow it ends up in his hands. What do you mean?
What do you mean? Everybody's allowed to use the gavel.
Oh. But
Calm
that's like
decorum
the
is
one
fine.
that's like the one thing I have though. Like you're taking like the one thing I have during meetings.
Well, sometimes when you're not there, like you're like helping another delegate, I gotta like call everybody to order.
Okay. We'll talk about this later.
Okay.
We'll talk about this later.
Okay. But anyway, just key takeaways. Just follow us along on the ride to interviewing statewide candidates, elected delegates, delegation presidents, reacts to like different like vlogs and like other media that delegations have made, including ours.
Please feel free to send that in too. Like if you guys have like footage from Bob that you think would be really cute or like things from your meetings or things from Sacramento, like anything you think Gov related, send it in and we can highlight it.
Yeah. And the editing squad at Seatown, they were bunking with me at Camp Surf. They got some really cool stuff on their channel too.
For those of you that don't know, Camp Surf was the retreat for all of the officers of each delegation. So if you hear us talking about Camp Surf, that's where that comes from.
Yeah. And then we also want to inform you all on how you can be more involved in politics and the community and how to become a stronger leader, more communication, just better public speaking, being able to just have more of a presence. Sophia,
There's
can
gonna be
talk a little bit about that.
there's also gonna be other times where we really do want to make this a place where you guys can all like ask your questions that you might be embarrassed to ask at your meetings because you don't want people to think less of you for asking certain questions, and like that's why we're here, that's why we did this. And also we want to like bring some of the fun back to YNG. Like we could spend a whole episode talking about something that's like related to YNG, but it isn't like a youth and gov like curriculum necessarily, if that makes sense. So like this podcast is really here to just be like, it's a flexible podcast, it's here to just be fun, and it's here like for you.
Yeah. And I think the last really important detail is that it's super interesting to learn about other delegations. Since California is a huge state, you're going to be like meeting people from like, if you're in Northern California, you could be meeting people from like La Jolla delegation in San Diego, right? Or the
That's
San
something
Diego
I
area.
really do want to talk about like in future episodes though, is like bridging the gap between NorCal and SoCal delegations.
Yeah.
Because I feel like SoCal, like we all kind of like know each other. Like I know a few people from like different delegations like in SoCal, but like I feel like the North California, like I feel like I don't know a lot of like Northern California delegates. I mean, I really love the Berkeley delegation. There's like a lot of them.
Yeah.
But
I think,
like Berkeley's fun.
Are they the biggest delegation?
Second.
Largest delegation?
Second. CPY. CPY is an army.
You love their callback, right?
CPY. I do the P that way. Everybody makes fun of me for it, but I think it's really it's a lot more fun.
Yeah, I think that, like you were saying before, everybody's always talking about bridging the gap between NorCal, SoCal, and since like LA Metro is just so like like everybody, like we're so connected over here. We also want to make sure that we connect the whole state too. And I think it's also interesting. Like there's different like cultures around California.
It's a melting pot of a state, and I think that YNG is a melting pot of a program, and that's what's beautiful about it.
Anyway, if there's anything I want you guys to take away from this podcast at the beginning of the podcast is that you guys are going to shape it too. So just please let us know. And also, even if you aren't in YNG, this is a great channel for everybody to, like I said before, become like civically engaged, politically engaged, and just be more informed on your country and the world.
You'll be right there with us, even if you aren't in YNG.
Now let's personalize it a little bit and start talking about Anderson Munger. And if you don't know already, it's located in Koreatown, YMCA, California, in Los Angeles.
We're in K-Town, and if you don't know where K-Town is, it's that odd little spot between East Hollywood and downtown. If you don't exactly know where that is, that's right where we sit.
Right now, what would you call it? Like, there's like a separate branch, which is like the Anderson Munger like main center.
We're at the Koreatown Center.
Yeah, like it's like kind of like a sister location.
I know that on maps, it's literally called just Koreatown YMCA.
It's the Koreatown Center for Community Wellbeing.
Okay, the Koreatown Center for Community Wellbeing.
That's our facts guy, Everett, right there. Yeah, you're gonna hear him talking or eating some tacos sometimes on the side. Anyway, some facts about Anderson Munger. I believe the name Joel was just telling us. Our advisor, his name's Joel, the GOAT. Come on.
Also advisor of the Hollywood delegation. He's doing both.
Yes.
So go Joel. Shout out Joel.
But Anderson Munger, it was like the name of two families.
Yeah, it's two different families, and they were just like the biggest donors of the like K-Town YMCA and like the Anderson Munger, like the main branch on 3rd Street. So that is like they were like the two biggest donors, and that branch had a lot of donors, but they were the two biggest, so they got the whole branch named after them.
Yeah. And I think Anderson Munger was fairly new. I was interviewing Joel the other day, and he said that he started at like I think he actually started at Anderson Munger before COVID because it was starting to open. Yeah, it was right before COVID, and then he got the job there. He was like in an interview with like 20 other people. It was crazy. He was telling me the story from my youth advocacy program thing, which I'll talk about later. But yeah,
Future
Anderson
episodes.
Munger. Yeah.
Future episodes.
Anderson Munger started. I think it was right before COVID. If it's not, correct me.
At least our delegation is super new.
Oh, it was 10 years ago.
It was 10 years ago. Thank you, Joel. Joel just looked at us through some glass, and he's like,
But that's still fairly
"Your
new.
fingers."
That's still fairly new. Yeah, if you guys want to tell us how long your center's been around for, please feel free.
I think the center's been around for a while, but I know that the delegation is still very relatively new in terms of YNG, because YNG's been around for a very long time.
Yeah. Just to reiterate the board, we got Ellen, our president, Eunice, the VP, I'm the
secretary. And I'm Sophia, I'm the sergeant at arms. And then we also have Haley, our social media manager. That's what we call it. But again, since we're like kind of babies to YNG as our delegation, I guess she'd be the historian. But we call her just the social media manager.
Yeah, and we have a delegation of around 50 people. This is our beautiful sweatshirt right here. It was being talked about a lot at Camp Bob, right?
I think so. I think like
I mean, we think so, yeah.
I don't know.
I think the
Camp Bob is such a blur to me. I don't remember anything like much other than like square dancing.
Yeah, no, at the square dance, our guy Steve, I have his name down here, Steve Wilmot. He was, he's our main guy. He's the one that's carrying us along with his guitar band. Like, well, what is it? It's guitar.
It's like
a guitar.
Square dance. He's like a caller. He's a caller. Isn't that what they call the people with square? I don't know.
Sure.
I don't know.
But yeah, I think he said that our Amy jackets were.
Oh yeah, because that was like his daughter's name. So he was like, Amy, I love Amy. That's my daughter's name. He like stopped the whole song and just like went on a whole thing, and then he got back to the square dancing, and I thought it was really good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd say square dancing was definitely really fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Again, another instance of like Berkeley being super fun. Like I was with a lot of Berkeley delegates for square dancing, and we were having the time of our lives. Like we had the most energy. We just kept it going. It was really good. It was really good.
That's good. And then also Just another thing, our amazing advisor wanted us to shout out, Model UN. A lot of your delegations probably have, well, youth in government, there's the MLC part, as you know, which is just for
legislature and court.
Of course. It's just for high school students, 9th grade through 12th grade. Model UN is for 6th grade through 8th grade. So Everett was in the program, I was in the program, I started in 7th grade. It's very cool. There's also conferences. I think they're just at Camp Pally for their conference last year. Yeah, it's a really good experience.
Yeah, and despite what most may think, I know I seem like a pro, but I started YNG in my junior year of high school. I loved every minute of it. I actually joined late too. I joined in like October.
What program did you start off with?
Appellate.
Appellate court. Actually, there wasn't any districts last year. It was just appellate court last year.
I
And
still
then this
killed
year,
it, so.
it's District 2.
Yeah, I'm in District 2 this year. It's really fun. Shout out Kayla Ring, because love you, girl, because she was in my group, as well as Chase. I don't know your last name. I'm so sorry. Oh wait, Chase Green. Yeah, Chase and Kayla. Those are my little buddies for SAC. But Kayla unfortunately got taken out because she was put into Supreme Court. So I don't know. Me and Chase just kind of got to figure that one out.
And also, it's kind of similar to Da Vinci Delegation. I know their delegation is through their school. Like a bunch of delegates from Amy are from Larchmont LFP. So you can also check out the Larchmont LFP YouTube. That's where we post some of our vlogs, some of our media. We got Miranda behind the camera. She edits all. She's our main editor. We got Malaha right here putting together all of that film, or not putting it together, but like, you know.
They make the videos happen.
Yeah.
There you go.
So yeah, check it out. We had one from SAC last year, and we're gonna have one from Bob. It should be coming out after this video, so please check it out. We'll also probably react to that too, right?
Yeah, or we can just like, I don't know. I feel like we can like explain some of the parts, because some parts might not be.
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain it, but like sometimes some things can be taken out of context and people have to explain. So like we could just be like, oh, this is what happened.
Anyway, check it out. LFP Larchmont YouTube channel. That's it, right? LFP Larchmont YouTube channel.
And there's people from other schools too. Like we're not just like a school based. We've been trying to expand a lot. So like if you've seen us at your school at like one of those like fair things, consider it.
Yeah.
It's a great program.
Please join the Anderson Munger YMCA or our sister delegations. Anyway, thank you for our first episode. I'm glad that we got to introduce you to the podcast, the YAP podcast, a little bit, or
Youth and Power.
we're going to be yapping a little bit about the youth and government program.
Youth and the Power.
Yes. Youth and the
Why
power.
did you look at me that way? I'm sorry.
Anyway, thank you so much. Remember, this podcast is for all of us, so please let us know what you would like to see in the episodes. Thank you.
Yay!
The coolest guy on the board.
Diva Devin.
Okay. Yay!
Can you shut up?
Do not eat tacos.
Everett. Also,
We need Everett, come in here real quick. Okay.
Hi, I'm Everett.
Look at this.
Wait, guys, no,
I'm
no,
the
no,
tech
guys.
manager. I'm Everett.
Shut
Flashback.
Everett, you
Trailer?
cannot be eating that during this.
End of flashback.
No, I'm actually serious. What's your position again? No, I'm kidding. I know. Sorry,
Okay.
Wait, wave.